Okay, we have expanded this little file from last time to include your E harmonic minor at the bottom, which is not showing at the bottom of the screen now, is it? There we go. So, oh man, the whole thing's not going to show up. Well, that's lame. Well, with this one, you basically just play through it as you did before, but the goal in playing through this is to be able to have these three scales memorized. So the E major scale, E minor, and E harmonic minor. So that's why you have this. It's to make it easier to get it memorized, so you're just playing it over and over again. So next week, the thing I want you to play for the video or during class is demonstrate you have those three scale shapes memorized. E major scale, which is also the Ionian mode, and then your minor scale, also known as the Aeolian mode, and then harmonic minor. Okay, now the tough stuff. Hopefully fun too. So yeah, set this to whatever tempo you need it to be. So we got blast beats on this one to go with the black metal. And this is taking that idea we talked about with the riff in the song The Somber Lane, where they're basically playing the power chord and then they go up an octave with the root note. So they're starting with this E note and then going to this E note, which is an octave, and then they're moving that minor dyad down a half step. And that's the basis of that riff, and then they change the scale. I've learned that harmonic minor is technically not a key, it's a scale. I think it's silly. Should just be called a key, but anyway, so they're doing the harmonic minor scale, and they're changing the root note of the scale from E to G. And in here, whoop, we can jump into the dyad right here, and move that down. So basically, if you look at part of that bar chord that you were working with this past week, so there's the power chord on those two strings, and then that minor dyad on those two strings. So we're purposely singling out the power chord and the dyad, and then for this riff here, or this whole little short little etude, we're going to move that down a half step, just like they do in the song. But we're going to be starting on A. So the A5, A minor, move that down a half step. And then you got some power chords there, just to break up the fast picking. So set it, again, whatever tempo you need it to be. The main thing is just changing the chords at the right time. Doesn't have to be too precise for what we're doing on this, because this band is not being very all that accurate. So yeah, but let's play it at 50% speed first, and then we'll go a little bit faster. bass note. And that is right there. Not the worst incorrect bass note, but now it's what it's supposed to be. All right, let's go a bit faster. So that was 50% of the initial speed. Let's go to 80% next. At the 180 BPM. Go. All right, any questions come up, let me know. Remember to keep doing your improvisation practice, and I will see you again next week.